Most of us thought Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen were one of those invulnerable power couples that would never part ways. But Megyn Kelly is here with a juicy scoop on why they decided to separate after 13 years together. You won't believe what she found out. It's definitely not the reason everyone was expecting. Be sure to watch the eye-catching video below for the full story and get in on all the gossip. According to an announcement made by the couple on Friday, Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen's divorce has been completed. This marks the end of the couple's 13-year marriage, during which they both achieved the peak of their respective fields of fashion and football. According to the records of the court, divorce papers were submitted on Friday in Glades County, Florida, which is located in a rural area next to Lake Okeechobee and is far from the spotlight of large cities. The divorce was finalized on the same day it was filed. The marriage of the parties is dissolved because the marriage is irretrievably broken, Circuit Judge Jack Lundy said in his order, noting that the couple's settlement agreement will not be filed in court, but that they are ordered to comply with the terms of that document, as well as a confidential parenting plan for their children. The judge also noted that each spouse is restored to the status of being single and unmarried. Both Brady and Bündchen announced their decision through Instagram posts on Friday morning, with both stating that they had amicably come to a conclusion. The decision to end a marriage is never easy, but we have grown apart, Bündchen wrote in her letter to Tom after the couple's divorce announcement. While it is, of course, difficult to go through something like this, I feel blessed for the time we had together and only wish the best for Tom always. Both parents said that their children were their first priority and begged to have some privacy. After considerable contemplation, we came to the conclusion that the best thing for both of us would be to discontinue our marriage, Brady wrote. To do so is, of course, excruciatingly uncomfortable and challenging, just as it is for a great number of individuals who go through the same thing every day all around the globe. The divorce was finalized during Tom Brady's 23rd season in the National Football League, during which he was experiencing his first three-game losing streak in the last 20 years, and only a few short months after the seven-time Super Bowl winner ended his brief retirement. The quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers announced his retirement from the game in February, but he reversed his decision 40 days later. He had long expressed a desire to spend more time with Bündchen and his three children, and he had done so for a number of years. What further evidence do you need to present? As Brady himself recalled immediately after the triumph, Bündchen informed Brady that she was proud of him on the sidelines of the stadium following his most recent record-breaking Super Bowl victory, in spite of the fact that Brady stated at the time of his retirement that he was looking forward to focusing his time and energy on other things that require my attention. He later revealed that unfinished business with the Buccaneers was a significant factor in his decision to come back to the NFL. In spite of the team's best efforts, they were unable to advance to the Super Bowl during the previous year's competition. After her spouse played through a concussion the previous year, Bündchen said in an interview for CBS This Morning in 2017 that she was worried about her husband's health. At the time, Brady's then team, the New England Patriots, as well as his agent, chose not to reply to her allegations, and a spokeswoman for the NFL said that there were no records to indicate that he had had a brain injury. In a subsequent interview, Brady said that he wished to keep his medical history confidential. During the course of the conversation, Bündchen said, we don't speak about it. However, he has had many concussions. I don't believe it's a good idea for anybody to put themselves through anything like that. More recently, she has argued that the portrayal in the stories that she was pleading with her husband to retire is tainted with sexism, since it implies that she is yearning for her husband to leave his job. It goes without saying that I have certain worries. I have my children, and I would like for him to be more involved in their lives, the supermodel said in an interview with Elle magazine in September. This is a very dangerous sport. I can confidently say that we have had such talks a number of times throughout the course of our relationship. In the end, though, I believe that everyone is responsible for making a choice that is suitable for themselves. It is imperative that he, too, pursue what brings him delight. A common acquaintance was the one who brought Bündchen and Brady together, and a little over 2 years later, they tied the knot not once but twice. In the beginning of 2009, they said their I do's in front of family and close friends in a Catholic church in Santa Monica, California. This was followed by a second wedding that was held in front of the same exclusive group of people at her property in Costa Rica about 2 months later. Later that year, they had a boy named Benjamin, and then 3 years later, they welcomed a girl named Vivian. Jack Moynihan, who is now 15 years old, is Brady's son from a prior relationship with the actress Bridget Moynihan. Jack is Brady's only child. The divorce petition may have been submitted in any of Florida's 67 counties, including the counties in which the couple maintains houses, such as those in the Tampa and Miami metropolitan regions. It was not the first time a famous person has selected a county located farther away from the action for their event. In 2010, Tiger Woods' divorce was formalized in a quick legal hearing that took place away from the spotlight in Panama City, which is located on the panhandle of Florida. A modeling scout in Brazil found Gisele Bündchen when she was just 13 years old. By the year 2000, she had established herself as one of the industry's highest-paid models and had become a mainstay in the tabloids, thanks in large part to her romance with Leonardo DiCaprio. In addition to starring in advertising campaigns for high street and high fashion labels alike, she became a Victoria's Secret angel and appeared in a few modest films, including The Devil Wears Prada. She walked the runways of some of the most renowned fashion designers. She stopped walking the runway in 2015 and now only participates in a select few commercial campaigns and magazine covers each year. She also reduced the amount of modeling work she did overall. She did make one notable exception by walking down the runway during the Rio Olympics in 2016 as fellow Brazilian Daniel Jobim was performing The Girl from Ipanema, while she wore a shimmering gown and a beautiful grin. She has devoted herself to environmental advocacy, notably in reference to the preservation of the Amazon rainforest, as well as commercial endeavors including an eco-friendly skincare brand and a lingerie line, since she has reduced the number of modeling obligations she is required to fulfill. She has also been outspoken on mental health, revealing that she has suffered from terrible panic attacks in the past, which she said led her to consider ending her own life, and criticizing unattainable ideals of beauty. According to an interview that Bündchen gave to Elle, her primary focus is on her family. At this point, I fulfilled my obligation, which was to be there for Tom. I relocated to Boston, and after I got settled in, I set my sights on providing a warm and nurturing atmosphere for my children to develop their personalities in, as well as being there to assist him in pursuing his ambitions. Having him flourish and be satisfied in his profession, as well as seeing my children succeed and develop into the wonderful little beings that they are, makes me happy. Seeing my children succeed and develop into the lovely little humans that they are. At this point in my life, I believe that I've accomplished a lot, and that includes that. She said that she had her own plans after living in Boston for a number of years, where Brady played for the Patriots, and then going back to Tampa with him in the year 2020. She added, "I have a large list of things that I have to accomplish, that I want to do." At the age of 42, I feel a stronger connection to my life's mission. In August, as Brady was turning 45 years old, he took a leave of absence from the Buccaneers for 11 days due to unidentified personal circumstances. The squad was on board with the break, which was described as having been pre-arranged and discussed prior to the start of training camp in July. After hanging up his cleats, Tom Brady, a 3-time winner of the NFL Most Valuable Player Award and the league's all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns, inked a 10-year deal with Fox Sports that is allegedly worth $375 million to become the main football pundit for the network. Although Brady had indicated that he was interested in continuing his playing career past the midpoint of his 40s if he was able to maintain his health, Brady's now ex-wife had a different plan in mind back in 2017, and she was the one who made the decision to break their marriage. During the course of the interview with CBS, she said, "That type of hostility all the time, that cannot be good for you. I'm hoping that he'll be in good health and that we'll have a lot of enjoyable things to do when we're like 100, you say?" So there you have it, the inside scoop on why Gisele Bündchen and Tom Brady went their separate ways. It's been a wild ride for fans of the power couple, but it looks like this chapter of their lives is now in the books. So now that you know all the juicy details, crack open an avocado and pour yourself some kombucha to celebrate the end of TB12's romantic saga.